Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the Charlotte Silver Wolves. We have completed 5 years as the general manager of the Charlotte Silver Wolves, and to say it hasn't gone well, it's a bit of an understatement. Here's the good, and I use the term very loosely, news. This is our second best season and we finished a mere 29 games out of the postseason. I guess there's a couple of bits of consolation here. First of all, check out the expected record. We were expected to win 5 more games than we actually did. Um, but yeah, not a great season. That being said, there's a few things that are really going in our favor. Meet Andy Giacoletto, who was our first real draft pick. He's already a star. Already. In one major league season. We've already signed him to a pretty big contract extension to keep him a Silver Wolf for the time to come. Which you can see right here. Yeah. So we definitely have one star player. We have a couple of others that finally got that got major league time. One of them being Sergio Zapata, who didn't play a ton, but I think is worthy of a spot on the roster. Juan Escalera was a pretty nice find, although he's definitely going to need some help. I think there's some ground to cover there. Gunnar Henderson was hugely disappointing. However, it could just be an adjustment to a new team after a lengthy career with Baltimore, and maybe he'll bounce back this season. He must bounce back this season if we're going to have a successful year. Full stop. We still have a couple other very talented players in Leover Peguero and Fujiru. We have catcher Bo Naylor, and who also just got a new contract that may end up already biting us on the butt. We've also got a couple of pitchers that are at least interesting in the persons of Ernie Jarvis and Bubba Chandler. We've got to do better. We need more top tier talent if we're going to be a successful team. So let's dive right into it. Let's dive into a new offseason and hopefully get that much closer to 500. Sergio Zapata will not be playing at second base. Unless he's a lot better defender than I think he is. I guess he's not the worst. We could give it a shot. So let's begin with, as always, player development. I need Ernie Jarvis to master throwing strikes. That's going to be crucial for his development. Mr. Zapata, I want you to generate bat speed. No, yes, generate bat speed, please. Giacoletto's pretty good already. I don't really know what I have you work on other than maybe have you work on hitting for contact potentially. We can give that a go. Juan Escalera, I don't know what to have him work on. I guess making more contact would be good. Um, let's look at our prospects now. Juan Carrasco definitely needs to work on something. We'll start with plate discipline. I think that's an easier ask, and it's something he's a little more likely to succeed at. Ethan Varner, if you got a pitcher, you got to work on control. So that's going to be our deal there. Do we need to hire any coaches? I need a new assistant GM and I need a new hitting coach for low A. I'm just going to promote Ben Johnson. That's that problem dealt with. I need a new team trainer and a new assistant GM. I need somebody temperamental. I think that's really important. GM ratings, if and you please. And I want somebody that's got a pretty good reputation. And let's filter for his personality. Which I think is under. No, it's not under coach ratings. Value rating? No. I swear it's in here. I don't know why all of a sudden I can't see it. It's not a coach rating. It's not a value rating. Personality. There you go. Carlos Lee, you can join us as assistant GM. You're actually a really good scout, so that's another possibility down the line. But for right now, I will. Oh, you're not actually an assistant GM. Interesting. Maybe you want the chance though to prove you can be a GM. I'm willing to give you that opportunity. Done. And I need a team trainer as well that ideally has the same thing. Although I care a lot more about skill with a trainer. Lubor Strand is a decent choice. He's only bad at one thing, and he's at least average at the other things, and he's got a nice mix of both prevention and rehab. Um, yeah, let's go for him. I think that's fair. And then we're gonna need a new rookie level hitting coach. And I don't really care about it at the lowest levels here. Give me Alejandro Nunez, please. Done. Let's talk arbitration. Because we don't have a lot of financial flexibility. So if we're going to pay people more money, they have to be somebody who can contribute at a reasonably good level. Bubba Chandler is our one pitcher that actually has some upside among the younger pitchers. We have to keep him. He wants a long-term deal. I want to be a shorter contract if I'm going to give him that. But the question is paying him going to then hurt us going forward? It could. It absolutely could hurt us going forward. Because our really big ticket items don't go away till 2031. I think we have to do a 1 year deal with him. and give him his arbitration amount. Joey Estes is a talented pitcher, but he wasn't very hasn't been very durable historically. I feel like Estes is the kind of pitcher that we can't afford to sign to give a new contract to. I'd like to look at pitchers, but I will happily take any interesting prospect that's available to me. Any greens? No greens. Okay. Um, Jackson Humphreys is actually a pretty solid pitcher. He's got a good mix of pitches. He throws left-handed. I think he's a fine choice. If I ask for a package, I'd probably get told no, but it's worth asking. No, it's not happening. Giovanni Rodriguez is a maybe. He's a good defensive catcher, but I don't know that he'll ever be a successful hitter. But I'm at least willing to discuss this trade. What about Vince Sandoval? I wonder if you'd be willing to give him to me, if you're willing to add him as part of the deal. No, you want one of my best players to make that happen. I'm not willing to pay that much for him. It's old friend of Derek Curio. I remember him. I would happily take Jorge Armendariz, but I have a feeling you're also going to tell me to go to hell. Well, maybe you won't. I'll submit the offer and see what he says. Randy Vasquez. I'd rather clean house and bring in veterans or give youngsters a chance than to overpay any of these players that haven't performed that well. So yeah, I think Randy Vasquez gets non-tendered because he's never performed that well at a major league level. I just don't think he's a good investment, so I'm gonna non-tender him. Like some of you guys are just delusional. Like Chris Bubich wants a huge raise for having one decent season. I'd rather clean house and have some extra cash to spend than invest heavily in players that haven't shown a history of performance. Um, Joey Cantillo had a really good season. I'm willing to pay him because 100 innings of quality relief is definitely valuable. On the flip side to that is the fact it very much seems like it could be a flash in the pan kind of thing. But I'm at least willing to give him the opportunity to pitch well again. So we're gonna saddle up to him and offer him his 1 year deal. Liover Peguero. I will come back to him. I think Xavier Edwards is a good choice to keep around. He doesn't cost very much money, and I like his flexibility that he provides. So I'm gonna really shithead there. Henry Bolt could be an okay player. I think I'm comfortable with giving him a new contract. Just seeing how it works out. I'm not going to guarantee the starting lineup, though, but I will give you your arbitration request. Oh, Derek Hill is just a leader. Oh, did it turn off that one setting where I can't see player profiles? It's under players, I want to say here. No, it's there. I wonder what doesn't show him as a. Ooh, give me this, please. I want that email, damn it. I wonder why it doesn't list him as a leader on his page here. I don't want to hurt team chemistry, but Derek Hill wanting to get paid as much money as he's wanting to get paid seems a little bit silly. Yeah, Tyler McGill isn't worth paying 1.8 million to. Pagero is so good defensively, but he wants so much money. Like, if Zapata can definitely handle second base, then Pagero is unnecessary. But I just think Pagero fits better in the outfield. Like, we play. Yeah, I think we have to keep Pagero. I think we have to invest in him, whether we want to or not. If you were on the right, if you were a little bit younger, I would take this deal. But I think your downside is a very reasonable utility guy. I think this is a deal I'm willing to make. I think I'm okay with that. I know your offense is never going to be that great, and it's going to wildly fluctuate based on how much contact you can make. But I still think you can be a 1 or 2 win player, and that has value. It's not quite as much as some other things. So, question is, do we overpay for leadership for Derek Hill? And I don't think we do. He's a guy who's never been a good hitter. He's just not a good enough baseball player. Maybe he can be a coach someday, but all right, let's simulate a week to see what the guy thought about my almost. You're wanting relatively good players. I'd rather drop Armandaris and just take Giovanni Rodriguez and the money. That cannot be understated. All right, so we've got some cash now, which means we can be a little more active in free agency and try to get some decent um, quality resources here. I will pay you 200 grand. Are there any people that I'm not keeping that I want to trade? Probably McGill. I mean, I can at least ask, right? Like, the worst thing they can do is tell me no. All pitchers, please. Nobody. Okay. What if I offered you McGill and the other guy, Boobage. That's surely got to be worth something, right? No, it's worth nothing. That's what I expected. I'm pretty happy with the deal to Piguero. I think worst case scenario, we've got a really talented utility guy, and I think there's always a chance it'll run into enough baseballs to be a good second baseman. Because I don't think Zapata should be playing second base. I think that's a silly, silly decision. And I know that our park does suppress average a little bit for right-handed hitters. So Paguero's not the best offensive fit, but if he can just hit around 260, I think his defense and base running will provide enough positive vibe that I'm happy with the contract. Okay. Let's just go right up to free agency. Because I really don't have anything else to mess around with, in my opinion. Like, I don't really care. You can go to the minors, please. Thanks. Thank you. Oh, I guess you don't. Fine. You really have a major league contract already? I guess you must have been desperate for somebody. I will send you to AAA. There you go. I need better pitching pretty badly if we're going to be a competitive team. I don't know where that comes from yet, though. I mean, I guess I forgot about Chris Thomason. He's eventually going to need a position. A Silver Slugger for Fuchiru. Yeah, I'm not going to compete for the best shortstop for a guy who hit fucking 33 home runs. Like, he's. That's insane. That's insane. Jacques fucking Leto had better had won Rookie of the Year. That JJ Sylvester even got any votes at all is, I guess, pretty understandable, but still. Man, I don't know. I don't know if we get involved in the international free agent market this year because I don't have a lot of money. And since I don't have a ton of cash, it would be somewhat foolish to spend the limited amount I do have on somebody who won't be ready to help the team for a couple of years. The Orioles would like to offer me a proposal. No, that's just dumb. Okay. So what do we need more than anything? We need pitching. We need pitching. Let's move Zapata over to left field. I don't want him playing second base right now. I also need another outfielder. We also have Nathan Rosario, though. We've got a pretty solid infield, all things considered. We've got a pretty decent lineup, period. Especially as Zapata continues to develop, and Escalera develops, we'll have two really good corner outfielders. We're not that great at center field, but that's only one weakness on a lineup that's actually pretty solid. We need help pitching. We need help with pitching. Yeah, let me just casually drop $26 million on a catcher. No, thank you. Let me bring up my bargain basement filter. And let's look at center fielders. You know who's definitely getting a job? Peyton Burdick, because it isn't costing any money. No, you can get a minor league contract. I'm not going to guarantee you anything. Are any of you reasonably okay at playing center field? Let's look at batting ratings. Brenton Doyle will cost me 0 money. That's my favorite amount of money to spend. I'll also offer Gil de Hueso here. There's a lot of uninspired center field choices here. I'm recently happy with these three. And we can maybe try to grab one in the whatcha-jigger. What the fuck do you call it? Rule 5 draft. Pitching. I beg of you, friends, give me your cheapest, pitchingest pitchers. I have quite a bit more money than I thought I did. I guess I can spend a little bit. I'm spending on Grayson Rodriguez. No, I can't afford that. Like, there's no universe in which I can ever afford that. So if we're going to sign Joe Boyle, I'm not going to guarantee you the rotation, but you'll have a pretty good chance to make it. Yeah, I'm not going to guarantee you the rotation. I'm not fucking stupid. I can pay for a mid-tier starter. I think it's reasonable to pay for a mid-tier starter. The problem is even the mid-tier starters are getting gigantic sums of money. Like even Brandon Pfaadt is making like 18 million a year. That's wild. Could try Graham Ashcraft. I mean, he instantly beat one of my best starters, which is damning with the faintest of praise, but I'll give you a team option for year 2. Sure. Let me look at relievers and see what kind of quality deals there might be. Arias here is a really good one. I'm not going to guarantee you a role, but I will sign you. I like how his salary keeps getting lower because he wants to be a closer. And I can't guarantee you that. Sure. Fine. I need quality pictures. I mean, I can't just lie to them, is the benefit, right? I can just tell them, sure, I'll make you a starter, and then never make him a starter. Then again, my rotation is so crappy that maybe he can break into it. I don't think I can offer AJ Puck. I'm really tempted because it's rare you get a player of that caliber for that low a salary. But it's because of his injury history. And this is a guy who hasn't even pitched 100 innings in except for 1 year. He's like, yes, I'm going to casually transition into being a starter. I don't know, man. Let's go to the bargain bin and let's look at their pitching ratings. Angel Pordomo wants a decent bit of cash, but he's also a really good pitcher. But I think I need more controls than that. I need Phil Bickford. I will pay you 1.8 million. Chase Lee's a really good all-around pitcher. He doesn't throw super hard, but he seems like he knows what he's doing. But not enough for me to pay him, that much money. I will pay Luis Morales $0. That is a deal I'm happy to make. I mean, Ashcraft is clearly the best person that I've offered, and even he is hardly anything special. Look at starters, please. I could bring Brian Abreu back for only $2 million. Oh, he's lost a lot of velocity. I don't think he's worth it anymore. Dean Creamer isn't bad, but he's not amazing either. I'd also like somebody who's relatively young, so that if it turns out they're actually fairly decent, we can keep them around for a bit. You are a thoroughly unremarkable pitcher in literally every scenario except the fact you actually have pretty decent durability. I can offer you a deal. Um, You're a really good pitcher. Wait, what's your stamina? How on earth have you thrown as many innings as you have? That seems like a really terrible risk. I think Kumar Rocker is a better choice. He's both cheaper and the man put up 3 WAR in Colorado. Imagine what he can do closer to sea level. There you go. I feel like we've I feel like this has been a very big lottery ticket type of free agent class, but that's kind of what we have to go for. I want to offer AJ Puck a deal with the understanding that I probably won't give it to him. I would pay you $3 million with a vesting option for year 2. And in order to get that vesting option, I need at least 60 innings from you. I'm not doing it. Fuck off, man. I'm not going to sit there and bend over and pay you a giant sack of money. I bet you are vastly overestimating your market and that you'll be coming crawling back to me in a couple of weeks. I hope. Trade proposal. No. Rejected. These are objectively bad deals. Like, I don't know why you ever would think that I would consider it. Like, I know Jose Alvarado makes a fair bit of money, but it's not that much. Like, each one of you is offering me one average prospect and a bunch of crap. Like, I'm gonna put Alvarado on the on the untouchable list for right now. Just because I'm tired of getting these unserious offers. Which is what they are. Everybody's reasonably happy. Really? The fucking Cardinals got the #1 overall pick? Where am I picking? 13th. That's not great. Hall of Fame. I'll vote for Nolan Arenado. I think that's a reasonable choice. DeGrom, Freddie Freeman, King Felix. If you want to vote for Craig Kimbrell, I guess I can't stop them. Yeah, Mike Trout's pretty good. I think he'll make it. Chris Sale absolutely deserves it. Buster Posey, David Price, John Lester. Like, if you didn't put up at least 50 war, it's going to be a hard sell for me to vote for you. And there's a lot of people here that are getting a lot of votes that I just don't think are worth it. I will vote for Andrew McCutcheon, however. Zach Wheeler is a reasonable choice as well. He's fairly close to 50 war. So I'm going to be a little bit more generous with him. If we can ever get a quality. Who's Anthony Hughes, though? Oh, I don't even know who that is. So good for you, I guess. All right. So first things first, all of you are going to get added to the major league roster. I literally just need warm bodies, and you all possess that critical quality. Um, let's rule five it up, yo. I want a center fielder. I want to come away with a competent center fielder, if possible. It may not be possible, but I'd like to try that at least. I probably should have checked a little bit closer, but it's all right. Jose Siri is a really good defensive center fielder who's got enough offensive chops that I think this is a great choice. Bring him to me. Draft. All players. Colton Hartman is not a bad pitcher. I will happily take Colton Hartman. 1000%. I lost Xander Muth, not the Muth. I think I'm fine. I think I got what I wanted, unless there are some really talented pitchers here that I'm just missing, which I don't think that I am. I'm gonna go ahead and complete the draft. I probably should have been more aggressive keeping some of the people that I signed, like Kumar Rocker. I think could still be a good pitcher, but it's fine. I'm also going to be aggressive on the waiver wire. Um, when it comes time for that, I noticed AJ Puck hasn't signed yet. I'm wondering if at some point he'll come back to me and be like, "Yo, I'm sorry. Please take me." Probably not, but it'd be cool if it did. This is not the most thrilling of off seasons, but we're in this really awkward place where oh dip, I didn't even realize that it was time to sign international free agents. Now all the good ones are gone. Oh good, they're not. Okay. I really need pitching talent pretty badly. I don't like the fact you're a side armor. What do we have here in Sergio Carrillo? A big lefty who's got some really good pitches and he's really smart. Yeah, let's get Sergio Carrillo. I'm gonna offer you the max because I want you in my team. There you go. Nice. He did get less, but I mean, I guess I probably could have done it with a little bit of luck. Um, let's. I still have a fair bit of cash left. Let's do a quick check of free agency and see if there's any other intriguing arms that haven't been snapped up yet. I don't want to overpay for a reliever, but if I was gonna overpay for a reliever, Joe Jimenez would probably be that guy. All pitchers, please. Brian Abreu is so cheap that I think it's worth bringing him in just to see what he might be able to accomplish. I'm not going to guarantee the closer's role. But I'm not going to give you a 3 year deal. I'm going to give you a 1 year deal. What if we brought Clark Schmidt back? What's $8 million though? Oh, Wuchanon has never been in the major leagues. Interesting. It's really cheap to find out if he's any good. Even mid-tier starters are commanding a lot of money. Maybe I overestimated or underestimated one of those two things. Um, I'm gonna grab Nick Robertson and offer him a chance to earn something in spring training. I think that's reasonable. I think that's all I'm gonna do. Um, Short of there being a really quality outfielder that I can grab for not too much money. But I just don't see many of them being as good as Siri is, and Siri costs me virtually nothing. Yodi Tavares wouldn't be a bad signing potentially, but I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay with having a platoon of Siri and then Brandon Marsh playing center field for us. Not a platoon, but Trout, Freeman, Kimbrel, and Arenado all made it in. Sale's pretty close. Joey Votto is struggling. Yeah. Are you fucking insane? Go to hell. I ain't gonna fucking sit here and pay you $6 million. Jesus. I can get somebody who's actually pitched in the major leagues for a little bit more than that. Why would I ever pay him $6 million? I could get Kobe Allard for like $2 million. Like, I don't know what kind of idiot you think I am, but I'm not paying you that much money when you might be okay. We'll offer Kobe Allard a deal, though. If we're going to be a good team with good pitching, it's we're going to have to develop it ourselves. I think so. We can afford it right now. Oof. Des just tanked. I spent a lot of money in this asshole. Yike. Did you get your 6 million? Yeah, you got 6 million. Um, that's nuts. Okay. I don't even know how we get a good young pitcher though. Like I genuinely don't see where that player even comes from beyond the draft and just getting lucky. We're gonna have a lot of people in spring training this year, I think. Whaley, Allard, Burdick, Heel. Eob, Harmon. Yeah, I think you have to be a pitcher for us to get the most out of you. I'm a little surprised he won't even try Hartman as a starter, but I trust my manager's judgment. If we think he can just be a really good reliever that also happens to hit every now and again, I'm fine with that. All right. Nice. Beautiful. I love it, guys. Good job, everyone. Hmm. I don't know if we can go full Rockies, and just hope we can out hit our pitching. That may have to be what happens, though. We'll see, but that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Our new Jarvis getting better will certainly help us in that endeavor, for sure. Look how Sergio Zapata's just like instantly an ultra mega star. That's incredible. That's going to play a huge role in our success this season, for sure. I still letting him play second base, though. Like, that's silly. No, we've got a perfectly fine second baseman. I don't know why Zapata would ever play second base for us. Truly don't understand it. Um, I tell you what though, Zapata, if he turns out to be as amazing as Giacoletto or even better, we might have the kind of lineup that can actually deal with an inefficient pitching staff, which I think will struggle. That is unfortunate for you, Phil Bickford. Do you have a major league contract with us? I guess you do. Okay. Well, you're going to the IL. As are you. All right. Let's get set up in terms of our players, who's going to make the roster and who isn't. So are their pitchers. We have 18 pitchers. I am not carrying 18 pitchers. I will carry 13 pitchers. Yob and Harmon both go to the minors. Whaley stays, I think. Kotnich to the minors. What does this put us at? 15. Two more gotta go. Luis Gill can stay. Kurdna to the minors. And La Sorsa is going to be snuck through waivers. 13 pitchers. I feel pretty comfortable about this being a decent staff. Not a great one, but a decent one. Such if Joe Boyle proves to be a quality addition to the club. I got four catchers. I don't need four catchers. Rodriguez definitely goes to the minors. Daniel Cope had his chance. He did not succeed, so I think I will waive him. If somebody claims him, they claim him. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Ivan Melendez is just not that interesting. Reyes to the minors, Thomason to the minors. Burdick to the minors. I have too many outfielders. There we go. That gets us down to a mere five outfielders. Then we got to go to three infielders. Two. Sorry, two. Mikey Romero can be waived. And I just like Xavier Edwards better than Salas. Okay, so everybody that should have a 40-man spot have a 40-man spot. It would appear so. Oh, Kobe Allard also needs it. There we go. I can't believe I'm paying Graham Ashcraft almost $10 million. I mean, that might just be the price you have to pay at this point in Major League history. But damn, that's expensive. It's interesting. I think we should be better this year. If Sergio Zapata is as good as the scouts seem to think he's going to be, between him and Giacoletto, why the fuck are we benching Gunnar Henderson? Oh, we have to because he's suspended. Right, that's fair. So Henderson will be joining us after Edwards fills in for a couple of days. Um, yeah, if Zapata is as good as he appears to be, according to our scout, that puts us in a fantastic position. Like, that gives us a truly dangerous hitter. We have an on base machine in Giacoletto. We have Fuchiru, who's a reasonably good power hitter. There's a lot to like about this lineup. It's going to come down to the pitching staff. Question one: will Ernie Jarvis continue to develop? I hope he does. We definitely got innings from him, and that's always valuable. Even if he himself may not be a dominant pitcher. Ashcraft, Allard, and Hill are all new. The bullpen is revamped. I think it's going to depend on our offense. If we can hit our way out of trouble, I can see us flirting with 500, maybe even backing into the postseason. Um, but it's going to have to be the lineup that gets us there. And really good defense, because we have a really good up the middle defense. Naylor's a really good catcher. We've got a great shortstop and second baseman. And even our center fielder is pretty good. So I think We're just gonna have to rely on Jarvis growing and one or two other starters taking a step forward this year and proving that they belong in the major leagues. Because we just even get league average pitching. This lineup might be good enough to not only make the postseason, but maybe even have a reasonably good postseason run. But we can't get ahead of ourselves. The most important thing to begin the season is getting Zapata off to a hot start. If he hits the way that we think he will, the whole team just gets better. And then Gunnar Henderson returns. And then this lineup becomes not just good, but truly terrifying. And it's relatively cost controlled too, except for Zapata, who I'm sure is going to want $28 billion. Just for fun. But asked you for a 10-year contract. Do we go the Atlanta Braves route? Do we go the Atlanta route of locking up young players? Because let's be realistic here. If Zapata is as good as not that much, please. If Zapata is as good as we think he'll be, this is a bargain. This is an absolute bargain. I think we do it. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. That gives us a cost-controlled offense of very high caliber, and we'll just have to see what happens from there. Thank you for watching, friends. If you're enjoying the video, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me what you think about my aping Atlanta strategy and see if it'll work out for us with Giacoletto and Zapata now. But we'll see what happens going forward. Until then, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.